I'm back really fast, and it all makes sense now. It all makes sense, and I want to explain it to you. We just got through doing a live YouTube video on Walmart selling virtual things like that, virtual merchandise, virtual clothes, patents being filed by other companies and stuff. A virtual, you name it, it's all virtual. So I'm thinking, who would buy it? Who would buy something virtual? And what does the metaverse have to do with all of this? Well, I think I figured it out. I really do. In the future, in the not too distant future, you all, when you have a job and you have to telecommute and you want to go virtual, you want to do a virtual thing, because you'll have to enter the metaverse. You'll have to enter this realm where everything is done there. And if you want to have clothes to wear in this realm, you will have to purchase these online virtual clothes that will literally fit your body so you can look nice when you meet your co-workers. And these will be physical people who are co-workers. They will enter into the metaverse. You'll put your things on and you will go meet with people from all over the world in this metaverse, in this virtual world. But you're going to want to look your best, see, more or less. You're going to want to look best. If you're used to nice clothes, well, they will allow you to buy these nice clothes, these virtual clothes for your virtual world, your virtual workspace. And if you want to have an office that the people come in, it's be like Star Trek, like the holodeck. The people come in, you'll have these virtual furniture, you'll have virtual TVs, you'll have virtual everything. And this is going to be the world that we live in. It's going to be a literal world. And I don't know what's going to bring it about, you all, but that it does make sense now. You're having retailers selling virtual clothes. Hello, everyone. I'm back on here again. I'm supposed to be getting down there in that garden, but I'm thinking, who's going to buy that? Now I know who's going to buy it. The people who have to work remotely. You have your business meetings. You put on the things or whatever it is. You enter into the virtual environment and you have nice clothes. You want to look your best for your business partners. Your sales pitches, you want to have nice furniture for them to sit on. It's all going to be virtual furniture, you all. This is the virtual world. You are literally going to be immersed, just like the video games. The video games that the people play, children, young adults, old adults, it all has virtual items in it, okay? But this is literally going to spill over into our real world. Real world if you do a virtual job. That it all makes sense. It all makes sense, you all. It really does. Oh my goodness gracious, you all. This is what it is. It does make sense now. I remember seeing it a long time ago, and it's even been in the movies when people go to work. You put these things on, and I've read about it too. Just the past, I don't know, a couple years. How you'll put your little goggles on, you'll enter into it, and it will be the workspace of the future for companies. This is just we're taking tiny steps to get to that point. So right now, you know, the majority of the people, if you can sit behind a computer, you're working at home, you're telecommuting. And right now they got green screens where my husband sits in meetings all day long because he works behind a computer. He's a consultant, a business consultant, technology business consultant, project manager, whatever, program manager, whatever you want to say, and he attends meetings. And they got these green screens behind them, and you know, you can see the people on the other end. And I can truly see that they'll have clothes that you can put on. Clothes that you can put on when you go to places like this, so everybody can see you all. I can see it happening, I really can. And as for the houses, how would that work out? You go into, so could I, like, if you want somebody to come to your virtual house and you live behind these things and people come visit to you, you want them to look at nice things, just like in the video games, you all. This is how it sounds like it's happening, just like that. Shalom, King and Queens coaching group. Yeah, that's what I can see it. It's the virtual world. It's the new world. The new world, the new way of life. But, wow. It's going to come a lot faster than any of us realize, you all. It really is. So you won't even have to leave your own home. You won't. You won't have to leave your own home. You can enter in what is called the holodeck, like on Star Trek, if you ever watched it, and how Picard goes in there and they all take a vacation and they choose the place and everything is real. They interact with people. They all look the same and stuff like that. You pick the era you want to go, all of it, all of it. They show the truth in the video games. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And I'm thinking, who would buy it? Now I know. You're probably going to be forced to buy it. If you want to go work, they're going to tell you you have a work ethic. I mean, you have to have some certain type of clothing on. And maybe your company's going to buy your clothing for you, your virtual clothing for you to put on, or maybe your virtual office, they'll supply your virtual office. I don't know anything about the virtual cars. See, they didn't say nothing about no virtual cars, but the other things, I can't see you driving around in a virtual car, because really you're going to be going places then. But I could see you physically walking somewhere and moving around, but no driving around in a car or an airplane, because I think that would probably take up too much space. Or you would have to get into a simulator. Your body would have to be able to somehow set inside something, and you would have to feel it. I know that's really weird, you all. It's really, really weird. Ruby, honey, I know it sounds foolishness. And it like I said on the last video, it sounds like it reminds me of the emperor and his new clothes. Is what it reminds me of. You know, he didn't have no clothes, but he paid all that money for it, and a little child said he ain't got no clothes on. But nobody did want to say nothing because they didn't want to look like they couldn't see. The trailer for Valorant. Yeah, you all, if you got any information on here about videos or movies that depict this kind of stuff, put it here in the comment section so people can use it as a reference, because it all makes sense now. It really does. We're going to be pushed into a virtual world where they have useless eaters, remember? Yeah. That's okay, you all. I'll take the physical world. And when you take the physical world, you don't get to participate in the... Well, what are you doing right now, Gina? I'm on here in the virtual world. Yeah, but I'm wearing my own clothes. But you're looking at me through technology. Technology, you all. Technology. And you won't even know who's human or who isn't. You won't. You won't. You won't know. So could you imagine this? I have to purchase my own house. Somebody could have my whole entire house. They could have an NFT, a non-fungible token, a virtual house in a virtual world, and they own it, but I don't own it. But they can have a virtual replica of my house, and they own that. And this stuff, you can get yourself in big trouble. If you try to take something that somebody virtually owns the rights to, even though it's not physical, you can get yourself in big trouble. That's why they had to file trademarks. We're connected by the internet, like neurons in a giant brain. Well, that's true. It's like a great big brain. It is, you all. If you're just tuning in, I don't know. I mean, if you play video games, I'm sure you can really say, I'm okay with that. If they're going to pay me to play video games and they're going to let me buy some nice clothes and I can still do what I want to do, I'm okay with that. I guess. It's going to be like the holodeck. Wow. Just think Walmart, Gap, Abercrombie Fitch, all these big companies are going to sell virtual items to be worn and used in the metaverse. The metaverse, you all. It doesn't even make sense. It does not. It sounds so make-believe. Totally make-believe. Smart means surveillance. It's part of Earth's split. Brooklyn in the house, you all. I'm not going to be on here long because I really do got to get out there to my garden. I got to finish doing the raspberry patch that I had started. I had to cut out a whole bunch of dead canes. They haven't been tended to in like 2 or 3 years. And I've got to try to make it more organized. Move to the country and live off the grid without the family. With the family. That's right, you all. If you can get out while the getting's good. You ever hear that phrase, get out while the getting's good? But then you kind of be like the Hunger Games then. Is health on your radar? Carrie, honey, what are you talking about? Is health on your radar? See what the people have done to Bud Light. I don't know what Bud Light is. I have no idea what it is. I do not know what that means at all. Nothing, you all, but yeah, it does make sense. Philadelphia, you all. So it does. If you see the last video that I did on here about the Walmart and the virtual stuff, it makes sense now. You'll have to purchase virtual clothes and stuff if you do a at-home job so you can wear them. Virtual furniture and stuff for your co-workers to meet in, because that will be the meeting space. Not everybody's going to want to go through with that, but there are some who will. And I guess to each their own. Hello there, Tress. 90. That's right. You were just on TikTok and someone is showing your Planet Nibiru video. That's wonderful. That is, you all. Every time I do subjects like this, the chat rate gets dropped down to 1 or 2 or 3. This is not a good subject for me to be talking about, but it is part of our world. We're part of this world, and this world is changing. So it should be spoken about. It should. Bud Beer commercial. Oh, 155 people. Rainia Blue, honey, your Aunt Gina says hello. And I hope you're having a beautiful day. I do. I hope you're having a beautiful day, you all. The wisdom of man is nothing but foolishness in the eyes of God. That's true. There's lots of verses about the foolishness of man and the wisdom of God and the simple things of God to confine the foolishness. Yeah. So you all, I really got to get down there. I didn't really get to work much at all in my garden down there yesterday. I got 1 row of potatoes tilled, but in the raspberry patch, I need to go to the raspberry patch. Nature goddess. Yeah, it's really beautiful. I think my husband stuck this plant out here so it can it kind of match that right there. Pot matches this rug. It does. I like it. I do like it. Let me show you my raspberry patch, you all. We can look at the outdoors. It's so beautiful out here, even though it's a little hot. I want to show you, and I hope we have a reception. Because if I see, that's why Gina Honey can't be on the phone all the time or on social media. Somebody said, Gina, how much time do you spend on the internet? You're on here an awful lot. How do you find time to do anything? Well, really, the only time I'm on the internet is when I'm on here like this. That's it. That's it. And when you see me, that's the time I spend. Here's my potato rows right there. But I did another potato row, only 1, you all. I hope we got a connection. I've been over here pulling out all this stuff. It was an absolute mess. And I'm trying to resurrect these raspberry patches. And it's so messy in there. I've got to try to get this organized because those raspberries are really good. My daughter had bought a whole bunch of raspberry plants, and we could never get in there because the weeds grew, and the bunnies had their babies, and this became their home. And I'm trying to pull out this purple stuff, but there's so many bees, so I've really got to make myself get in there and do that. I do. But it's okay, you all. This is my physical garden. It's not farmland. But I know why people play video games, and it's okay. There's nothing wrong with playing video games, you all. There isn't. It gives somebody something to do. You know, if you can't get out and do something, it's like, What am I going to do? Just lay there and sleep all the time? I'd like to do something. I don't really have nothing against playing the video games. I don't. But this is like wild. It's really wild. I gotta get up here. It's going to get 80 degrees today. And I'm already getting tired. I'm making my energy tired. What is that? What was this? I don't know what was in that. Right there. Okay, this is a short video. I gotta go. I gotta go, you all. So that's what it's about. You work in a virtual environment, you're gonna have to have some nice clothes to wear when you work with your co-workers, because they gotta work in that virtual environment too. You're gonna have to have some furniture for your office and house and things like that. All of it. Whew. So it's gonna get hotter tomorrow, nature goddess. I think we're supposed to get some rain. That's why if I can get that weeded out over there, maybe I can get another row for potatoes or something. Actually, I want to put some mulch down where those raspberries are. Try to make rows that kind of maintains that. I'm gonna go. Whoo. Yeah. Oh no, it's not a cursed object. I think it was something that we had here, and somehow it must have had a plant to something in it. I think it did. I gotta go. So with that being said, hello wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, you all. And I'm sorry I came back on here so soon. I wasn't supposed to, but it makes sense to me now. The virtual world. Love you.